Was that your phone?
Oh.
Do you mind? Sorry.
No, I leave it on loud. Thank you.
Please don't. It's really rude. You've done this before. There's no pressure.
Except I'm not for all the pressure. So
I'm so glad I asked you. This is great. This is a perfect fit. All right. Oh, hi. You're listening to Service from Hell, a podcast featuring people that are currently in customer service positions or the lucky few that got out and all of the good, bad, and infinitely irritating things that go along with that work. I'm actor and writer Kate Gaffney, and I'm uniquely qualified to discuss this as I used to work at a very busy and very popular comedy club in Los Angeles, and at least one of you listening right now has probably grabbed me and told me you were ready to order when I was running around like a crazy person. So let's eat! I'd like to welcome our guest, writer and producer Alessandra Quest. I didn't say that right. Alessandra Quest. Alessandra.
That was
Quest.
Perfect.
Okay.
Should I applaud myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Alessandra lives in the shadows, emerging only to feed and purvey general mirth. I can't. I should have read this before. I didn't write this bio, and it's the funniest bio I've ever received. She has an affinity for U.S. dollars. I'm not going to get through this. She has an affinity for U.S. dollars and produces reality and game show television to accrue said greenbacks. She's so ridiculous. In addition to the throng of bitches she calls her friends, she has 2 female dogs that are very cute. I better know Alessandra from writing on a show together during the pandemic and only knowing one another through Zoom prior to right now. Kind of a lie. I met her one other time, but this really is the only time that counts. She keeps saying how pretty in person I am, and she's so correct. Like, thank you. I really am so pretty. That said, Alessandra, what brought you out to LA? How much fun was it writing the challenges during Love Island? And what is your favorite type of dancing? Because I think you used to be a dancer. Tell us.
So it was like a bad husband brought my mom's like great grandmother to LA. Like, so it was like somewhere on the East Coast, like probably like, I don't know, the Midwest. I'm not from there if you can't tell. But like, so I don't know what state it was, but like, I just know that she was like super blonde and she was on a train and she was like pregnant and fleeing her husband. And she's there with her mom and like, they're like on the train, like pulling out of the station. And the story is that her mother was like, oh no, she's blonde, and like shoved her head down.
Wait, what is this for?
This was like what brought my family to LA.
Are you joking?
No.
This is really true.
I didn't move to LA. I'm from Southern California.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they were like fleeing a bad husband, like when she was pregnant. So it was like,
wait, this is how many generations back?
This is like 6, I think.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, shoved her head down on the train? And
yeah. So like pregnant young woman's mother shoved her head down, like at the last minute, like we're skipping town. We really need to hide your blonde. I think it was like an afro or something, but she was like bright blonde.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
that's what got your family to Los Angeles?
Yeah. Or train.
With the head being shoved. So how many generations back? Are you properly, you said Southern California. Are you properly from LA or where?
I was born in Camarillo, which is just north.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how many generations? 6, 4, 5, 6?
I'm a 6th.
That is deep LA.
We're deep, yeah.
Wait, do you hate it when people move here and like shit all over your city?
No. What bothers me is the people who are like, I don't know, the most special person in their small town, and they move here and they're dicks. And they're like the worst ones in traffic and they think they're special. I feel like that's the worst part about LA.
Can you pick them out of a crowd?
Yeah.
How?
Because they're the ones like not trying to stand in line and like cut, because they're more special.
That's right. Oh, that's so funny. Wait, so then having been generationally in LA, what made you want to be in entertainment? I feel like you would hate it.
What else is there to do?
Fair enough. That's a great question.
It's like, do you want to go to the party? And everybody's like, yeah. Like, why would you say no?
That's right.
It just feels
right
like
here.
that's all you can do here.
Yeah. So you started dancing like as a kid?
Well, my mom put me in dance when I was 2. So
okay,
that's just what I started doing. Yeah.
And you got really good at it and loved it.
Well, the thing is, we moved around a lot, so I like have a lot of experience in whatever kind of dance was available at the time. But like, no, I was not near professional in any sort of dance. I just have a lot of experience in different kinds.
Oh, that's cool. Do you still do it?
Yeah, because it's a part of me. It's something I really deeply love. It's what I do for exercise.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
What kind of dance are you doing right now?
Well, there's a lot
as we speak.
No,
you're
like
currently dancing.
There are pro ballerinas that do class on Instagram, so that's just what I've been doing.
You've been taking pro ballerina classes on Instagram.
Yeah, it's not like I signed up. You just like they do lives.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great.
quick listener note, Alessandra, I am going to get this name right. Alessandra has on a shirt that's made of cardboard. So, and she's talking with her hands a bit, totally fine. But if you hear a, it's not me. It's a guest being a diva. Just kidding. Just kidding. She just has on a really cute shirt that is making noise. Okay, so you are taking Instagram live classes dancing. Are you just doing like toe pointing shit in the middle of your living room?
Yeah. I hold on to my dinner table
Do you
the
really?
counter. Yeah.
Wait, I love that.
Yeah.
Does your husband live for it?
No.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
I don't think he cares. I think he's just happy I'm working out.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's nice. Okay, how much fun was it being a challenge producer on Love Island?
It was great.
Really?
Yeah. I don't feel like we had to work as hard as everyone else. Morale was a lot lower in different departments. We were, in Hilo, Hawaii, and other teams didn't have cars, but we had a car, and so we could just explore a little bit. We were very much like a family. We got tired of each other at times because we were spending 6 days together a week, but it was so fun. And then you could watch the live feed at any time of the day. So it's like the Truman Show. If you go into the control room, it's like a million big screen TVs. Each screen is split into 16 different cameras. And so it's just wild, the views you could have. But anyway, in our office, which was a restaurant, we had just a live feed. And so, but it's like, what else are you going to do in a quiet part of Hawaii? So we would call it a day, go make our dinner. And then a lot of us would go back down and watch the live feed, Yeah, well, the episodes, we just got super into it. I never expected to be so attached to these people that I've never met.
So you never did get to meet them?
No. Like I probably could have, but no, I haven't.
How does that show? So for people who don't watch the show, it's so good. How does the show work, and what does it mean when you are a producer of the challenges?
So these shows, they cast a wide net, and they try to, cast the hottest, most interesting, diverse group of young singletons. And then they live in a house together. They do various challenges, and the challenges are always in some way love themed. And so maybe it's a test of compatibility or a pheromone test or so on. And these tests are really good, and because they help drive the story. So it's like they might create controversy, they might create moments, or, that's basically why they're there.
Okay.
And it's a bit action. It's almost like the sports time.
So to produce that, does that mean you would come up with these challenges, or what does that mean?
Yeah, so you come up with stuff, the art department would build it, or the props team would build it, and then, you're there and you track what's going on.
What was your most proud one that you came up with? I know you had a team with you, so you probably didn't come up with things alone, but what did you have an idea that came to fruition?
So for Paramount Plus, we would do live hits. And so it was instead of any of it being edited, it was start to finish entirely a live challenge.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so these were things that you kind of had to make sure would carry on their own, you just had to trust the momentum and trust that whatever you had built would work for 40 minutes to an hour.
Okay. So meaning you needed the challenge to be able to go on for that long.
Yes. Without producer interference or, so on.
Oh my God.
And so we had one, and it was a truth or dare challenge, and I just came up with the dumbest dare, and it was just kiss like no one's watching. Well, millions of people are watching, But we had this couple, and they were great, and the camera loved them, America loved them, and at one point, so they read the dare. It was a scavenger hunt with dares, and so they find the dare in this quiet room, and then it's kiss like no one is watching, and the guy goes, well, I don't even care who's watching, come here, and he picks her up, and it's the most passionate moment, and then he lays her down on the sofa, and there's an overhead camera, and I'm in the control room at the time, so I hear the director going calling out the cameras, and it's very exciting, and so suddenly you're seeing the overhead shot of this couple, and it looks like it's so cinematic, and then he's roll credits, and then so it was my moment was the out, and I was very proud of myself.
Oh, I would have been too. Oh, that's so great. And that was Kiss Like No One's Watching was just one of the ones you came up with.
Yeah.
What's one you came up with that didn't work? Was there one that didn't work?
Well, there was one that still ended up playing. So we had this thing where we were always trying to get people to do things with their feet. Eat fruit out of someone and put whipped cream on someone's
toes. That's making me so sick in my stomach. Okay.
There was one where I had come up with the idea of putting a cherry in between each of your toes and making someone eat them.
Oh my God, I'm going to be sick.
And the way we wrote it, I guess we'd gotten the note because the Islanders, we call them the Islanders, they were sick of doing feet things. Can you blame them?
No, I cannot.
And so the way we wrote it, I don't know. I don't think it involved feet, but the way they interpreted it, they put the cherries in between their toes, and then somebody was going to eat them, and we're sitting there going, that's not even what we wrote, but we're so happy they're doing it. It wasn't supposed to be a foot challenge, but all right.
But now it is. And so we're so
Somebody's
excited.
gagging, trying to eat food from someone's foot.
Oh, that makes me want to throw up. Brr. Okay.
Oh, and I hate feet.
I do too.
But I'm not one to go on reality TV.
Fair enough. You don't have to be game for that. Do you know the casting process? I know you said they cast a wide net. Do they make them take those, not divorce, whatever the hell those psych tests? I've heard that they make them go through these extensive psych
I
evaluations.
feel like it depends on the person. Because I heard one of the girls saying, did you guys have to take like a reading test? And people were like, no. And so I don't know if that was just like the psych eval or if they're like doing like a Forrest Gump test for her. If they're like, is she below the line? Like, can we even put her on TV?
Is this unconscionable that
Yes.
we've like cast someone like this?
So there's some, I'm not entirely sure though, because it's a different department. But what I do know is that I think they reach out to people on Instagram. They reach out via all social media platforms to find who's hot and single.
Okay. And what's your favorite thing about being a writer?
Making people laugh.
Do you do stand-up then too?
No,
Why not?
I should.
You should. You're very funny. Truly.
Thank you. I took a stand-up class a few weeks ago, but I was doing this graveyard shit. They call it overnight, but it's graveyard.
Yeah.
For reality TV. And so I had started the stand-up class. I took one class, and the woman leading the class is like, she's like, this isn't going to work for your schedule, so we'll have you in the next session. But let me say, in that one class, it went very well for me.
Did it really? Did you try out like material you had already written in the first class?
No, because they were like, she's like, no pressure, which is good because I would probably just panic anyway.
So would I, yeah.
You know, and she's like, no, just so we didn't know what we were getting into with the first class, so nothing was prepared. And she's like, talk for 5 minutes about whatever is going on in your life, whatever is personal to you.
And so you did, and then you felt, but you got laughs even in that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not in the idea. I would assume is to teach you how to follow the laugh and get like truncated and make it. I mean, you didn't take the rest of the class, so you don't know.
I didn't get that far in the process.
She was like, yeah. No, it's your schedule. It's your schedule. That's why you can't continue. Yeah. We'll see you in a couple of years.
I'll be back, you guys. I promise.
Oh, whatever. If you book something else, that's fine.
What's the Zoom link? Why's the door locked? I can see you guys. Let me in, please.
Why are my emails bouncing back? Is this a real email address? Okay, so making people laugh is your favorite thing about being a writer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and what's your least favorite thing?
Rewrites.
Hello. That's so honest.
The eye strain.
Because nothing's ever done.
No.
Oh, it's the worst. Okay. And what's your favorite thing about being a producer?
Money.
Hello. That's honest. Well, you
Why
mentioned
lie?
the greenbacks.
Why lie?
Why lie? That's right. Please don't. That's not what our audience wants.
It's work.
Yeah.
We do it because we want the money.
That's right.
I mean, it's a fun job. It
Yeah.
very much is. And, like producing is sometimes writing, but if it's non-union, then you're called a producer.
That's right.
But yeah,
Which is interesting. Separate issue. And what's your dream job?
probably something in sketch, just producing or some sort of variety, something that kind of mixes up a format, not a sitcom, not necessarily entirely sketch, but just I like brightening people's days.
The gentleman upstairs has decided to walk repeatedly. I think he's doing a workout of some kind. I'm so sorry. You were about to say you have a strange sense of humor. Hold on.
No, it's fine. My upstairs neighbors just moved out, and it's amazing because it's
Glorious.
been a year of disastrous. Like, we've called the cops on them multiple times.
Wait, why?
They would have, like, full-on brawls.
Oh, no.
Like, one person was beating up the other one.
No.
More than once.
Were they a couple?
Uh-huh.
Are you done, sir? Fantastic. Okay, going back. You said, so you have a weird sense of humor?
That's correct.
Okay, where were we going with that thought process? This is why you don't interrupt your guests.
No. I know where I'm going.
Okay, great.
Is it safe to...
Hold on.
He's, like, doing sit and be fit.
What?
He's, like, removing his toilet and redoing the floorboards.
Like all right now. Sir.
Maybe he's an escort and, he's just starting his day.
Oh, like he just got up? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why he was quiet all morning.
This is West Hollywood.
Hello. Yeah. How many steps does it take to go to the refrigerator and sit down? Okay, I think our escort is finished escorting. Please go back to what you were saying.
So I have a strange sense of humor, and it's really fun. It's really rewarding when you find something that, speaks to your heart. And so I like being the one that's able to, bring these things to life and, scratch that itch that, maybe isn't being scratched in terms of something like dark content or
Sure.
absurd stuff.
Do you have, so you want to, your goal would be some sort of sketch variety show. Would you ever make your own?
Yeah.
Oh, you would?
Yeah. But it's gotten to the point where like I used to like make my own things, and I don't like not paying people at this point in life. So it's like now I'm just writing rather than trying to, but you know, like I've made a couple things and they helped me get work, you know? So.
Oh, like your own independent stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, so people saw a video you made or something and then that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it's always like something find that I have to really care about whatever the thing is. So Ancestry.com or Ancestry.Canada had this really poor taste ad that was like romanticizing slavery.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so I made a full on parody because I was like, this is, you know, why people might have a black or a white ancestor that they didn't know about. You know, it's because of slavery. It's not because like two people of different skin tones ran off together.
Okay. So you made a parody of that, and did that go viral or something?
No, it didn't. No. You think I know how to promote anything? No, but it was like, I would submit, like, I made a couple fake commercials, and so I would submit that with stuff I had written.
Oh,
so that's how I got my
fun.
first writing job.
That's awesome. So in addition to the packet, you were sending a link to that, and you're like, I also wrote this.
Yeah, I made this, yeah.
That's real smart.
Thanks.
I don't know other people who do that. Well done. Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed your apps, folks. We're going to move on to the entrees after a quick break. We are back, and now it is time for the entrees. Okay, now this is the section where it's like a bunch of questions in a row, but feel free to tell stories or not. It's totally up to you. But some of this involves counting, and I will keep the tally, so you don't have to worry about that. But what was your first job ever where the government was taking taxes out? Because some people have said, oh, I had a paper route, or I babysat or whatever. That can be true. But do you have like a job you can think of where you're like, oh no, I was young and the government was taking my money?
I was a child extra.
I'm so excited.
You know,
I'm so excited.
The extras agency and the government, Uncle Sam, both take a cut.
Okay, so wait, what was your first child extra experience?
It was also the day that I first had body odor, and that was Jerry Maguire.
Wait, you first had body odor?
Yeah.
So you did someone make a note or something?
So no, we were just like at this house in Thousand Oaks, and it was the dead of summer. And for whatever reason, the AC was not always on. I mean, because it's filming, you can't, right?
Right.
And I remember my mom telling me, like, go to the bathroom and wash your underarms with soap.
Aww.
Yeah, and that was and then right after that, I got my first Teen Spirit stick of deodorant. So it was a growing moment. I'm lactose intolerant, but I got chocolate Yoo-hoo on set, so it was great because you could have the things that you couldn't have at home.
It's so true.
Lots of gum.
Yeah, they try to keep you interested. Yeah. But so I would assume as a child, though, to be an extra as a kid, you're getting featured a lot then because they have to pay you so much more. Or no?
I don't.
Not necessarily?
I don't know. I mean, because sometimes it might be something like a cattle call situation where you're just
that's right.
One person, maybe it's the back of your head in a crowd. But in this case, you could see us.
Because we can see you in the movie?
Yeah, you can see my sister and I. We are like relatives watching the football game.
Relatives.
It's a couple scenes.
Okay.
Guys get really excited because guys are always like, "This is my favorite movie."
Are you serious?
Yes.
I love that. That's actually really fun. Okay, so that was your first job ever, and the government obviously did take taxes out. How long were you a child extra?
Like on and off through like middle school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, and was that just by virtue of being in LA or near LA that it was just
wanting
an easy...
money, and it was a good excuse to get out of school.
Yeah.
And we were homeschooled at that time too. So.
Oh, you were homeschooled?
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting. Wow. Okay.
So 4th and most of 5th grade, I was homeschooled, but not the rest of my life.
Are you able to tell why, or is that too?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. So at the time we lived in Wrightwood, which it's like Kentucky in California.
Okay.
But it's like an hour north of LA.
Ooh.
In the mountains.
Oh my God.
And there was one school in town, and it was a really bad school. It left a great deal to be desired. And so my mom was like, I'm just going to homeschool him. Wow. So, we had to meet with a proper teacher once a week, but it was like an independent study program.
And what made you move to Wrightwood?
My dad wanted to live in the mountains because he was working out at Edwards at the time.
Out of Edwards
Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah. Are you a military kid?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Yeah. But you've only ever lived like in and around Southern California?
Well, because he was a test pilot, and so they have to live in like remote areas because you can't be like testing stuff, and you don't want it photographed, or also people crash, so you don't want that over a city. So it was like a lot of remote areas in Southern California.
Oh, okay, that's very cool. Okay, how many customer service jobs have you had total? And I count background work as customer service. I genuinely do, because you're servicing everybody on set. So that's one.
It's a lot. I mean, I can't tell you how many restaurants I've worked in.
So many.
I was a lifeguard in high school and college, which was great.
Okay, wait,
That
why
was
was
at
it?
pools.
Wait,
So
why
I feel
was
like
it?
that was customer service.
It 100% is. Why was that great?
Because we got paid to hang out with your classmates and swim and jump off the diving boards or
Did you ever get a rescue?
one.
Ooh, what happened?
This 4-year-old kid like couldn't swim and he went down the slide. So he was just like flailing. He wasn't like drowning. He
Yeah.
would have gone down, but I just hopped in and pulled him out.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So no CPR, no like super.
No, but there was like a proper rescue of this kid that was like doing breathing techniques, but it was like my day off that time. So I heard about it, but no, I was very glad I wasn't part of that.
Wait, what's a kid doing breathing techniques in the water look
You know
like?
how like people are like, you know, I'm going to free dive. So I'm like going to do these crazy
Oh Lord.
and just sit at the
Yeah.
bottom of the pool. Well, he wasn't free diving. He was just like a child.
Sitting at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah. And anyway, so sure enough, he went unconscious at some point. And so it was like a proper rescue. Like
Oh
they
my God.
airlifted the kid. He survived.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
Oh, you weren't a part of that though. So it doesn't
so
count.
glad.
Okay, great.
Can you imagine?
Oh, wait, so tons of restaurants. Can you give me a ballpark? More than 10?
No, not more than a 10.
Oh, okay.
I just like to exaggerate.
Oh, so glad. So glad we're getting there.
Do you want me to like?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
If you're comfortable,
Yes.
even if you're not.
So I worked at, well, my first like service industry job was Starbucks,
Oh,
and then Acapulco restaurant.
what the hell's that? Is that, I assume, Mexican?
You were so racist.
I know.
Yes, it is Mexican.
Okay, keep going.
Oliver Cafe in Beverly Hills. This place called Obica in the Century City Mall. It's an Italian place. No
Oh.
longer there. Oh, I worked at a dive bar in the hood for like 2 weeks maybe. Oh, it was so rough. I was not tough enough for that crowd.
Wait, why only 2 weeks? Because it was just so scary.
Well, this is also my best quitting story.
Okay, well, don't tell me yet then.
Okay, we'll come
Okay, so we're gonna come back, but you don't know that you don't want to say the name of it.
Oh, it's called The Cork.
Oh,
It's on Adams, West Adams.
I know exactly where that is. Oh, I definitely have a lot of questions. We're gonna go back to that. Okay, so we have child extra, lifeguard in high school and college, which I counted as two things.
Oh, I was an RA in college too.
Oh God. Oh God.
I like to suffer.
Boy, you do. Oh, okay. Starbucks, Acapulco, Oliver Cafe, Obica, The Cork. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. Osaka in Hollywood.
My guess is that's Greek.
That's
Definitely not Japanese. Okay, cool. Osaka and
It's
Hollywood.
Japanese Peruvian, amazing cuisine.
Wait, is it really Japanese Peruvian hybrid?
Nikkei, because so in World War II, a bunch of people like left Asia and went to South America.
That's right.
And so it's that hybrid.
That's
fusion.
actually kind of cool.
It's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Really good food.
All right, Osaka. What else?
I think that might be it. And then
Okay.
Osaka, I worked out of the same space when it had become some random sports bar also, but like a year or two later. So it's like, it's another, I guess it counts as a separate gig.
Yeah.
It was a different staff.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 10 customer service jobs total. Can you think of anything else?
Oh, I also worked at Pink Taco.
What?
I opened the Sunset one.
Oh, I loved that location. It was so small. I really liked it.
Is it not there anymore?
They moved. So I think the pandemic took out the tiny little one, because there was one that it used to be Miyagi's, that like Japanese restaurant that was like properly like right past what's that famous hotel where everybody died. Oh my God, can't think of it. Anyway, they took over Miyagi's and there was a Pink Taco there. Then there was like a tiny little stand on the opposite side of the street that was also Pink Taco, which was confusing for me. But I think the big one still exists, but I think the tiny stand is gone. If I'm thinking of the right names. Maybe I'm not.
Are you thinking Pinches Tacos?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to look it up now. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, you tell me which one you worked at and I'll tell you if it exists and if you're a liar.
The Pink Taco that's like right by Roxbury.
Oh, okay. No,
There's not still a Roxbury, right?
Isn't there one? Night at the Roxbury? Is that a thing?
I'm just assuming it's not around anymore because I would have tried to have gone.
So there's one. Wait, this is really good audio. I'm keeping all of this in. I'm not editing a second of this out. Official Pink Taco.
Official Vagina.
Official Vag is actually their website. There's only one on the Sunset Strip now.
Okay.
And that is on, well, whatever, it doesn't
It's
matter.
like right under the chateau.
It's right by Roxbury. Yeah, it's exactly where you said. Then what am I thinking of? Anyway, this is boring audio. Okay, so Pink Taco, what did you do there?
I was a server.
Okay, were you a server at Osaka too?
Yes.
Were you a server at all of the restaurants?
Yes, but
Okay.
at some of the restaurants, like at Obica and Oliver, sometimes you would make your own drinks.
Obviously. That makes me so mad. I'm writing that down. All right. So then we have 11 customer service jobs. Does that sound right?
Sounds sad.
Sounds sad. Okay. I would agree. Oh, hold for plane. I got to get money and get a studio. This podcast needs to start making money because this is exhausting. Okay. Hold for plane. Jesus Christ. Of all of your customer service jobs, of the 11 that we just counted, which was your favorite?
Lifeguarding.
Lifeguarding.
Sure.
Why?
Because we just had to play by the pool all day.
Okay.
That was it.
And you didn't worry about your skin getting all sunburnt and stuff? Like,
I wore a lot of sunblock.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we would reapply.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you do the zinc on your nose?
I did not, no.
So you weren't really that much of a lifeguard because that's a true commitment is a zinced nose.
I mean, you hang out in the shade because it was the desert. These were pool lifeguard gigs.
Ooh.
So it was hot when.
Oh, yeah. That's wicked.
Yeah.
Did you ever faint?
No.
Oh, okay. She's
No,
real
because it
skinny.
was, you're hot, you drink water, you hop in the pool,
Oh, so
rinse
you-
and repeat.
So weird. You like knew how to take care of yourself as a kid? Not every kid does. Okay. And what made you, did you have lifeguards in your family or something? Was there a reason you were attracted to that job?
So, all kids get like retail jobs. And my mom had told my older sister when she was like 15 or 16, she's like, no, you can be a lifeguard. And so my sister was a lifeguard and then I followed suit. My brother did as well.
Okay. So your tight knit family is that it was like your mom was like, you will be lifeguards.
I feel like she was just like, no, this is a more prestigious job for kids. It like requires some sort of skill or brain power. Something.
Well, you started as an extra and that, you were in the big time movies. So it was like you couldn't go work at Abercrombie.
Could not. That'd be
You could not.
embarrassing.
It would be. It was a step down. So you made the right choice.
Especially because I told her, I was like, I'm going to Abercrombie and I'm taking off my shirt and standing in front. She's like, no, lifeguard.
I'm also going to put on that offensively aggressive cologne and just, I know I do too, right? They pump that shit in the air. Least favorite job of all of your customer service jobs?
The cork.
Wait, why?
Oh, it was so tough. Just emotionally, the people were so tough. And I don't even know how to.
Well, for people who can't see you, I'm going to describe. She has the teensiest little ballerina frame, and she is very gentle and has like long features and is someone who like you automatically know is a dancer. So I would imagine working at a bar with a rough crowd, they might think that they could take advantage of you in some ways.
Yeah.
Not like, I don't mean that in the super negative way, but like just kind of do whatever they wanted, run riot, as they say.
But it was also like, it was the sort of thing where you would have to pick up the cash like for each round.
Oh, so were you bartending there then?
No, I was not. I was just serving, but it was just, because it was like a sketchy environment, they had these specific rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was a cash only bar?
Probably. I mean, maybe they could have opened tabs. I don't remember. It was kind of traumatic because it was like emotionally really hard because you had to kind of like hustle. You were like you didn't have your own tables and the girls were nice, but it was just like, I guess I don't like working in that environment.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I feel like I wouldn't either. Okay, so we will get to the quitting story at the Cork because everybody's going to want to hear that. But that was your least favorite, and it was just not a pleasant experience. And you lasted 2 weeks.
Something like that.
How'd you find out about that job to begin with?
My sister got the job.
Oh, so she continued on working?
No.
So
we
Okay.
quit around the same time.
Okay, well, we're going to find out about that. All right. What's the weirdest thing you've been asked to do whilst on the clock?
I feel like nothing too bizarre, but I remember like I worked at Starbucks probably 10 years ago, and I still remember this one woman's drink order because she was such a character.
Please tell us.
It was like a grande raspberry mocha, but she had like extra pumps of raspberry and extra pumps of mocha and then 3 Splenda. And what I remember about it is, a grande cup is
Only so big.
several inches tall.
Yeah.
By the time you'd put the syrup and the Splenda in, it was an inch of liquid in the cup.
An inch?
Before you put in the espresso and the milk. And so I just remember being like, oh, your insides. But she was like a chain smoker and she had that voice. And I was just like, you're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. That's got to be her life.
Yeah.
How would she come in every day?
I don't think so.
Did you ever, because you said it was a little while ago, did you have those orders that like people now are viral of like having like 67 modifications on a drink or make your own kind of thing? Did you ever see those drinks? I mean, hers was pretty specific, but
that was pretty specific. But she was so nice, you're happy to do it. You're like, you're going to die soon anyway. But no, I didn't see any of those. Like, no, not like the
crazy
that
long
viral,
one.
where it's like it's like the CVS receipt
Yes.
of Starbucks orders. No.
The sticker doesn't fit on the cup. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
And plus, like, I was so bad at making drinks that I feel like they tried to keep me away from that area.
Wait, were you really bad at
Yeah,
it?
my family calls me Butterfingers because I just drop stuff a lot.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So I always have like a screen protector and a drop proof case on my phone
OtterBox,
because
like
I just drop everything.
How
all the time.
interesting.
What?
Why do you think
There's
that?
probably some neurological problem. Don't worry about it.
Brain cancer. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll walk it off.
So as far as the weirdest thing, that is like the weirdest thing you can think of that happened while
Yeah, which isn't weird. It was just a very specific.
That's weird. I feel like 3 Splenda on top of all that sugar. I mean,
People are asked, they're like, "You come to my house, you pick up the briefcase," you know. And I'm like, I don't have any weird sorts of favors that people were asking me.
oh, I can't wait for that story to get shared on this podcast.
You
Okay.
knock 4 times. Like,
Turn around, walk downstairs. Okay. Is there an incident? You're so gentle and soft spoken. I doubt this happened to you, but was there an incident that ever made them ask to speak with your manager? Although you worked at Oliver, so I feel like the Beverly Hills crowd maybe had some.
I don't think anyone ever asked to speak with my manager, but I remember, I had, because I was an RA and I used to mediate my parents' fights during my formative years, I have a lot of experience in de-escalation and mediation. And I know how not to approach things, guns blazing, try to find common ground with people. And so that was, that's very helpful going into customer service. And so if you could tell that people were getting heated or that it was out of your control, I mean, I would just go and tell my boss. I'd be like, I'm dealing with this, or,
Yeah.
or these people are mad on Yelp because such and such happened. Like, but no. I don't think anyone ever asked to speak with my manager because I am perfect. I'm an angel.
Yes, she's ancient.
I've done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong ever. I hope your husband listens to this podcast. It's so funny.
To everyone I've ever hurt, I did nothing wrong.
You're bad.
You deserve it.
Oops. It's so funny. You're the only other person that I know, because I'm trained in de-escalation too. Some of it's, life experience. Girl. But then working at a comedy club, you would never know that I had any de-escalation experience because I would get so hot.
But that's also, it's like de-escalation, you're thinking, okay, this is with reasonable human beings. And then at a comedy club, people are like, I'm here for a good time. F you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
If I'm not going to have a good time, I'm going to have a fight. And
That's
like,
right.
This is not is not normal situation.
It's not. Or the fight is part of the good time for them. And I'm like, what? Stay at home.
Yeah, hold my leather jacket, bro. I'm about to throw it on.
I'm going to flip my hair and fucking punch somebody. Okay. So can you ever think of a time, was there ever a time in the de-escalation setting in customer service where you were like, ooh, now I'm a little afraid, or like, this is way out of bounds?
No.
That's
because
good.
It's like, I never felt like, no. I once had a woman who's, I don't remember, but when you're a lifeguard, there are very few rules that you have to enforce. It's like, don't run. I don't know. Don't smoke meth in the pool. Don't have sex in the pool. There's just so few rules,
Yeah.
What if you pass the exams and so on, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And I remember having to enforce some rule with this woman, and I can't remember what it was, but she was super pregnant, and I remember she had 2 kids because she was our neighbor. And when you live on base, you know where everyone lives.
Sure.
And I remember she threw her hand up in my face and said, whatever, and stormed off. And I was like, and so I would go home that night. I was like, Mom, and so I
Sure.
And my mom calls this woman,
Good
and
for
the
your
woman
mom.
just lies,
What?
And she's like, I would never. I was like, Mom, I was like, what, 18, 19, 20? I'm like, why would I make that up?
Yeah.
Why would I say that somebody pulled a 1994 in my face? Like, no. But the woman was such a con. My mom, I remember her dishing to me. She's like, she gets paid to be a surrogate because she was heavily pregnant at the time and it wasn't her kid. And she's like, she was just like gouging people and using the free military health care.
Ew. Wait, so what you were trying to get her?
This is what white women do.
Yeah, it's true though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's true. Yeah. Sorry on behalf of all of us. What happened with, though? Like, where she? What rule?
Shoplifting from the military.
What rule were you trying to get her to follow? Like, just don't run.
Probably something like that.
Whilst
I'm
she's
sure
9 months pregnant,
running.
She's like, here I
She's
go.
running with someone else's child in her
She's
belly.
like, I don't care. No rules, bitches. That's great. Surrogacy sounds great. So
If I were wearing a tankini, I'd be mad too.
No, she wasn't. Was she really?
Yeah.
With a full-on belly coming out?
Yeah.
Listen, live your life, have whatever body you have, but I just don't like her. Okay. What's the last straw that got you out of now? Because you're now fully producing and writing. So you don't have what we would call like survival jobs or solvency jobs or whatever. You are doing the thing you want to be doing. So was there a moment, maybe
Take that, bullies.
she's winning.
I don't remember any of you guys.
Sarah and Jessica and Dana and so what was there like a moment when you that maybe it wasn't dramatic, but where you were like, oh shit, I don't have to have a survival job anymore? Or was it some dramatic like fuck customer service, I'll do whatever I have to do to be able to write and do and produce and whatever?
I had a like fuck this moment when I was working at that dive bar.
Okay.
But like, no, I love money so much. And you get really addicted to the cash working in a restaurant.
That's right.
Especially good cash. That I took a studio job. Like I was working a 9 to 5 and I could have stopped. But for like the first almost year or so, I was still working Friday and Saturday nights at a restaurant because I loved the money. And then I was like, I need to just stop doing this because it's occupying enough of my life.
Yeah. And you were burnt out, weren't you? That's a lot of working.
I'm like a strong bull.
She dead, sir. She not need breaks. No. Okay, so what? Please tell us the cork story.
Oh, okay. So I mean, you've already heard me say I was not tough enough emotionally, or I wasn't enough of a hustler.
Your ballerina frame wasn't point toeing anybody out the bar.
Yeah, keep saying that, please. I walk into furniture, I collide with stuff all the time, so please make me feel graceful. No, but I hated that job, and I hadn't been working in it very long, and I had already decided it wasn't for me. And, you know, I'm fortunate in that I don't get headaches. It's either, it's dehydration, it's lack of caffeine, it's, is my ponytail too tight? Do I need to sleep? There's just a few causes. Have I had too much sugar? And I had a headache, and there was no real reason. And so I decided that job was the problem.
Okay.
And so I texted my boss. It was a formal text. I said, "Dear Kava, I have a headache and I'm never coming into work at the Cork ever again. Love, Ale." And that was it. And
Love, Ale is my favorite thing. Wait, so how did your sister find out about the job? Because it wasn't nearby to where you guys were living.
I have no idea. I'm guessing it's Craigslist.
So did she quit shortly thereafter, you said?
I have no idea. She must have, just to save face.
Oh, because she was embarrassed of how you handled it?
Well, probably she did. I'm like, I have no idea when she quit.
Something, but you both ended up being done there.
Yeah, in a very short time. Yeah.
Did he respond to the text?
Yeah, he called me.
Oh, he did? Yeah. Did you pick up?
No.
Of course not.
It felt like a weird pimp situation. Like he was like a kind of a hard ass boss.
And you thought he was going to call you and yell at you or try and convince you to stay?
Yeah.
And you're like, not today, sir.
You'll be fine in being short-staffed. It's not that crazy of a place.
Did he leave you a voicemail?
I don't think so.
See, that's always a tell for me. It's like, oh, you really did call to be a bully.
Yeah.
Gross. Okay.
I left out some jobs, I realized.
Okay, tell me.
Tart.
What the hell's Tart?
It's a restaurant across the street from the Grove. It's attached to the Farmer's Daughter Hotel.
Okay.
It's like a brunch place.
Okay. Was it another restaurant that you left out? Okay, I'm going to put a blank and add to your number. If you think of it, tell us. But now, for people not in LA, Oliver Cafe is in a very specific neighborhood in Los Angeles that has since lost some of its sort of glory in that like places are leaving and it's no longer as hot as it was. But when it was really hot, there was a lot of money flowing through there. Not that there's not still. A lot of agencies were based out of Beverly Hills. So do you have any like crazy celebrity stories from working there?
Mark Wahlberg came in one afternoon.
Is he real pretty in person?
He looks exactly
like you would think.
Yeah. It's a surprise. I mean, if he were thinner, I could probably pick him up.
Oh, he's tiny.
He's a fun size.
Oh.
I don't remember how tall he was, but he was not like a full drugstore Snickers. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to ruin my career. Yes, you should. He knows how tall he is.
Drugstore Snickers, I can't. Okay. So tell me though, what...
Oh, but he like called me sweetie and baby. It was always like... But it wasn't even offensive just because like I'm from California, so I get a kick out of people who are like, East Coast. Should say foreign. But it's like, you know how like Armenians are like, baby, and you're not offended. It just feels like a term of endearment. It was the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I get a huge kick out of people from like the Northeast, like the Jersey Shore types or like the Boston types. It's like a different culture altogether.
It's like a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So do you have any other celeb stories?
They speak fight.
They do.
I asked Robert Shapiro to be my Valentine, and he said yes.
Aww.
Because I was working a double on Valentine's Day, and he was there during a dead period. There was no one else there. And I saw his cufflinks, And I'm thinking, is this Robert Shapiro? And his cufflinks were handcuffs. And I was like, this is Robert Shapiro.
You're like, it has to be.
This is him.
And you're like, that lawyer knows a lot of people. Will you please be my Valentine? And he said, yes, that's lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he was married. And I was
Probably.
like, you know, we don't have to go out. But
Yeah, we're not going to actually go to the bathroom, but
that
like,
I
I
can-
just want a Valentine.
yeah, so that I can say it. I'll give you a blowjob. But like, don't tell your wife. I
But
won't tell
and,
anybody.
yeah, and not in the
photos.
bathroom. We're going to do it at the table right here.
Because I'm a lady.
Obviously. Yeah, I keep saying ballerina. Like they give public blowjobs, not
Standards.
yeah, you do. Now there was a celebrity whose name we're not going to share that we talked about earlier, who you had an experience with. Could you explain what happened?
So I was at the Italian restaurant.
Abico or
Obica.
Abica? Okay,
Who are you? Get out.
it's so different.
It was so fun though because it was like that place was real Italian. It's not like Olive Garden where it's like Italian American. It was like everyone there was Italian.
Okay,
And so they would argue about food. You know, it's like, no,
Of
we're not going
course.
to put chicken on your pizza. You know, they would call you a goat or something, and they meant it. They didn't mean you're the greatest of all time. They meant you're a
you're
goat.
an actual goat.
Yeah, get out. But yeah, so I was serving this woman whose husband is a well-known director, and she had asked for a pasta that we didn't have, and so I was like, well, this is the closest thing, and so
She ate pasta though, for real.
no, he wanted the pasta.
Okay, I was gonna say because her frame is real shiny. Okay.
No. And so, but she was mad when the pasta came, even though I told her this is what we were going to make you.
Hmm.
It wasn't the right. It's like if she said what she wanted and then it didn't appear.
Arrive. Right. Mhm.
I'm wrong. And then they ordered a meat and cheese board, and I remember there was an olive on it, and I remember her flicking the olive off. Of course, I have to act it out because
Of
it
course,
was just,
because it's so ridiculous.
I'm like, okay, you're 10. I like this.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You have children. Your child is crying at the table,
'Cause-
even though it's not a toddler. Like the kid was in elementary school.
And was the kid embarrassed? Is that why?
No.
Oh, just tears. Just
Yeah,
tears.
yeah, just later on in the meal.
Oh, that's too bad. So she flicked the olive. Did they tip you?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Was it a good tip?
I don't think so.
It was just like moderate.
Yeah.
That-
I mean, like a lot of people, if you pretend you don't know who they are, a lot of them are just 18%. Or maybe it's their 20
Isn't that funny?
before tax.
Because they're like, cool, this person will never be on a podcast talking about our shitty tipping. Oh, people be talking. People on this podcast have said some
remember.
names, and we do remember. And have you ever told a customer to fuck off?
I think most of them, but in my heart.
Ah, okay. Have you ever done it in your gracious LA way of like, oh, you know, it's okay. We don't have that right now. Like anything like that?
No.
Oh, you're too nice.
I haven't been to the South enough. Because in the South, you learn how to
Bless your
properly
heart.
insult someone.
Mhm, that's right. You do. And make them feel real dumb. How many bodily fluids have been on your person whilst you were on the clock? I know you didn't really bartend, so maybe none. But has anyone ever like barfed on you, bled on
I mean,
you?
I probably sneezed on myself
Yeah, but your
on
own
a day
fluids.
that I masturbated before work.
Okay, great. That's a lot of information
counts as
that we're learning. I need someone else's fluids.
Everybody masturbates.
Okay. I'm not here to shame you for your addictions.
I
I'm
don't
just,
do it, though. I don't do it.
Right. You don't keep it
the
with
record.
God. I know. That's
Do
good. She winked. Anybody? Double blank. So nobody's
How
ever.
else do you work in customer service?
If
If you
you-
just rage if you don't masturbate before work every
or
day.
during work. I know
Yeah.
people who do it during work, and I'm like, yowza.
I feel like that's a problem.
I agreed.
Yeah.
Very much agreed. But they're also doing coke in the bathroom, so it's like I think that they're like,
Where to start?
yeah,
What do we address
which do you do first? And also, do you get coke on your penis? What happens? What happens when that happens?
What else am I snorting it off?
Wait, do you have a penis? Where are we landing
No,
with
I'm
this?
snorting off somebody
Else's penis, and then your master. Got
I'm
it.
not Marilyn Manson. I'm not that flexible. Can't get down to.
You think he's got his ribs removed? Who
But
knows?
I like an urban legend.
I do too. Me too. I'm a big fan. So no bodily fluids besides your own. We're not trying. Nobody cares about your own. Nobody's barfed on you. I'm
No,
looking for commit. So I need to commiserate. No barf on you. Okay, I'm gonna come over there real quick and vomit, and then
please
you have a story. Okay. Do you tip?
Yes,
How much?
at least 20 on total.
Now, will you ever not tip?
No.
Never.
Maybe if somebody's like unhoused and they're like, "Ma'am, could I have $1?"
That's
I'll be
not a
like-
tip, though.
I'll be like, "Yeah, but I consider it a tip."
Oh, interesting.
That's the only time I don't tip.
Interesting. Now, if they're unhoused, will you buy them a meal or a drink or something as opposed to giving them cash?
Yes.
See, I do that too.
But also, I don't carry cash, so that when people ask for cash, I can't lie. I don't have it.
How noble.
Is it?
No. Would you, but what if someone is like openly disrespectful? Like if someone comes to your table and is like, what? I don't know. What? Okay, fine. We don't have it. Like straight up pure attitude.
I would be like, "Am I on a movie set?"
But you would still tip?
I've never encountered anybody so unpleasant. No.
Oh, you haven't gone to enough comedy clubs. Because I have treated people like that before. I know I have.
I mean, but also it's like as a server, you're not there to make friends.
That's true.
And so I'm like, no, perfect. Like if you're at a club, why are you? No.
Yeah, that's right. It's
so
not.
if I appreciate it when people are to the point.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you tip Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, all those? You do.
I'm like that's a tough job.
Oh, and it's your own personal car.
Yeah.
It's like people I don't think understand how awful that job is.
Never.
No, I've done it. It's rough.
I'm very neurotic about like, I don't want people in my house. I don't want, like guests, but like, but like we were discussing, I need a dog sitter, and I'm like, I don't want anybody to stay in my house.
I get it though. That's your own space. I get that. When I was doing it, the thing with my
sex toys.
Well, and also your Coke. The thing that was hard for me was like, I'm very neurotic about cleanliness. Like it's just my anxious tick. And when people would be in my car and like there was one girl got in who I was like, she's going to get sick. And I was so like, my heart was like it was like a half-hour drive.
Were you driving?
Yes. And my heart was going to fall out of my body because I was like, if she vomits in this car, I'll never get over it. So I just like rolled down the windows and locked the window, and her friend was like, can you put the windows up? And I was like, sure. And I just kept driving because I was like, please don't get sick in my car.
You just start fake speaking Russian. Maybe they'll think I don't understand.
Privyet. Oh, Lord. Okay, so you will tip 100% of the time.
Always, yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I don't care if somebody's having a bad day. If it's like a server,
yeah,
they're still tipping out.
Wow, that's so thoughtful.
Or like, even if they're not tipping out, like some places will kind of estimate somebody's take based off of like what the sales are for the day.
I want to go back really quick. So when you had that studio job, when you were working as a server 2 days a week, was that when you knew, okay, like I am now stepping into the job that I actually want, so I don't have to do customer service anymore? I know you said you kept it for the cash, but was that the first job where you were like, I'm truly done with customer service?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to go back in between jobs or anything?
No.
Would you?
I have joint problems, and so I don't want to be on my feet all day. So I would rather not.
Oh, okay. So, you know what's lovely is like for 65, you look so much younger. So whatever you're
64,
you really could, and it's really working. Whatever you're doing.
Don't smoke, kids.
Facts. But you lifeguarded, so you would think your skin would be terrible. You do genuinely have beautiful skin. You would think, but it's that zinc oxide you're lying about that you definitely put on your nose.
Use the Fenty foundation.
That shit is so good. Real talk. Sponsor this podcast, Rihanna. That shit is so, we love legit, and we love you. You're very authentic.
I put on makeup and doves cry. Is that a good thing?
Do doves cry? I know Prince like makes us think that, but like, do they? I don't know.
This is what it sounds like.
Oh, here come the bits. Have you ever been stiffed?
Oh yeah.
How many times?
Once.
For real?
Yeah.
In your whole fucking career, one time?
Have you seen these legs?
I mean, you do. Okay,
I could chase someone down.
She's
probably.
a ballerina.
No, but like, I'm like,
pretty.
I walk really fast, so they're probably like, she would catch up to us.
Wait, you think?
Probably. I don't know.
But stiff, I don't mean like walked out on the bill. I mean like didn't tip you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. So but you've had somebody walk out on the bill one time.
Yeah, one. Yeah.
And
one
you never,
dash.
and you never found him.
I mean, it was probably like Taco Tuesday at Acapulco, and
and you just couldn't.
They probably took advantage of the situation that it was so busy.
Did you have to cover the tab?
No.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I'll never understand restaurants that make people do that.
No, because it's like, I mean, it's par for the course. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's also not your fault.
No.
Like, short of, I understand if servers are like, yeah, just sneak out the back. Who cares?
Yeah.
They should be held accountable. But other than that, like, no, it's not my fault. Have you ever been fired? You have?
Yeah,
you?
Yeah. So,
wait, how?
So I was in college and I needed to get my wisdom teeth removed. And so this, at the time I lived at Edwards Air Force Base, and it was, I guess, after my freshman year. And I went to the local, what's it called? Endodontist? Is that what?
Wow, you're better at this than orthodontist? No, that's braces.
Yeah, I think it's an endodontist.
Okay, you know.
I went to the local extractor.
Teeth person.
Yes. And it was like whoever was covered by my local insurance. And it's so remote that you're not going to like shop around, right? The guy's like, okay, so yeah, he takes me through what to expect. And then he's like, and about like 1 in 20 patients will lose permanent sensation in their jaw.
Oh my God. I don't remember being told that.
Exactly. And I look at my mom and I'm like, and my sister had already had it done. And I feel like I would have heard that at some point.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no. So that means 5 out of 100 of his patients are just like walking around drooling. And
that's so scary.
Like, I'm so glad my wisdom teeth are out. So we called, my dad's like college friend was an endodontist in Atlanta. And so my dad talks to the guy, and the guy's like, what? No, just come here and I'll do it. So we flew to Atlanta, and the guy took him out. But I put in for leave with the military because I was a contractor when I was a lifeguard on base. Because it's not like you're in the military, but you're working on base, you know?
Right.
And they denied my leave, and they denied my brother's leave because he was getting his out too. Might as well.
Everybody go to Atlanta, get your teeth out.
Get your wisdom teeth out. And so they denied our leave. And so we're like, well, we're going anyway. And so when we got back, we had to like sign our out paperwork.
Oh, so it wasn't anything like dramatic. It was like you wanted to get your teeth out of your head. Yeah. And so you're like, and I want to. That 1 in 20 fact would have sent me spinning. I was going to say, I was just thinking, I'm like, when I got mine out, I don't ever remember that part of the speech. He was just covering his ass because he's like, a lot of people lose sensation that leave this office. He's like, you know what? Actually, I'm a 20 for 20, but I just say it's an average because I'm in the country. It's like,
maybe he should have gone to medical school.
It's weird how there were no degrees on the wall and it was definitely his garage, but like, it's fine. He was on base. Can you think of either the worst customer experience that you've had or an archetype of who would be the worst customer?
There's a couple different types. What's unfortunate is when you encounter somebody who's been in Hollywood for so long, or they've been famous for so long that they no longer relate to you as a human, and that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Or, they expect you, they'll be like, I want a pasta that looks like my dog. And it's like, we don't do that here, and then they hold it against you or something.
And you're like, cool, none of that makes sense, but all right. Thank you.
We don't have dog fish flavored ingredients.
We're not going to hand make some pasta for you.
This pasta doesn't taste like my dog.
I eat my dog every day. What? I don't want to know anything else. So the worst customer is like that too famous for their own good kind of person?
Yeah.
Do you have a story like that?
How about I tell you a good famous person story?
Well, we'll get there. That's the next section.
I don't want to shit on people.
She don't listen to the podcast, folks. I'm sorry, audience. All right, I wrote down good celeb story. All right, you have anything else? So is there anything with customer service that you're like, people, when they come in and they do this, it drives me insane? Like a quirk that wouldn't maybe necessarily frustrate someone else, but you're like, every time a customer does this, I just want it to be like, please don't.
The worst was when people would like try to hold you hostage, and it's like, no, you clearly need some time. Let's leave you with the menu, and then they just want to like and point to the menu and be like, well, how's this come? And it's like, really, if you just read the menu, I'll give you 2 minutes, or like people that like don't want to let you go because they're afraid they'll never see you again. Yeah.
How does a customer do that? Like, how does one, because I've felt that way so many times. So how does, what's an example of holding someone hostage besides being like, oh, well, what about this on the menu or this? Like, are there other ways that people do that at tables?
Yeah, of course. They try to ask you about yourself, or they start talking about their family or their experience in Italy. And you're like, I don't care. I have other tables. I can't. I don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, you speak some Italian.
Oh, merci, or whatever the hell the language is. I don't even know. Arigato, whatever. Can I move on?
I got tired of people, like at this one particular Italian restaurant, we had a ton of regulars. Like the ambiance was terrible, but the food was really good. So if people knew the place, then they automatically liked it. I remember I had somebody who just seemed to be in the foulest mood. And at the end of his meal, when I dropped off his check, I told him, I was like, I hope your day gets better.
Good for you.
And he tipped me really well. And I think he didn't realize what a curmudgeon he was being.
Oh, that's really lovely.
I felt very passive aggressive.
How much money did he leave?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. But it was enough. It was something that you were like, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, we're going to move on to the good stuff. We hope you saved room for dessert. What's the nicest thing a customer has done for you whilst you were working?
I think just fat tips, because you're there to make money.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Can you remember the best tip you've ever gotten?
I can't remember, but I do remember the event. It was like some NBA players like post-engagement party or something like that. It was like they'd come from their party, and it was the entire group, and they were just doing it was just pure alcohol. Mm-hmm. And it was me and one other person splitting the bar. And so we made a killing, and I can't remember, the gratuity on its own was going to be amazing. And then his agent paid and double gratted us.
Oh, that's the double grat. Nobody understands the high of the double grat.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Because especially when you get told, hey, this is a party, because often it's a flat rate for a party. And it's like, listen, the grat and the party fee is going to be $200. Like, it's going to be on your check. So you're going to see, 50 cents of that or whatever. Like, and you're like, fuck. The double grat?
Yes.
It's like Christmas.
Yes. And it wasn't like a banquet rate or anything. It was just, they just like, were like, just, we'll pay for everything.
That's so nice. I hope karma rewards people that do shit like that. Because not every celebrity tips and not every person in an entourage tips.
Once got $100 cash tip, but the guy like asked me out. So that was kind of gross.
That's such a how'd you get out of it?
I mean, I was like 22.
So you were just like, no, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for your money. Bye.
Thank you. He was just like, listen, he was like pitching himself to me.
And you're like, thank you.
I would only get like old men or like foreign men or like old foreign men that would ask me out. So I was like used to men pitching themselves to me. So
is that why you married an old foreign man? Because he's what, 73? 74. He will be 73. That's lovely. Yeah. He looks great.
He's a young 72.
Yeah, he's keeping it tight. He's got that cane. What's the best time you've ever had at work? Or a time that you can think of that you were like, that was actually really fun. Like, it makes me kind of miss customer service.
I feel like that's
she just made a face. She's like, I don't miss it, bitch. Why'd you ask that?
I don't remember ever being like, this was a great day at work.
Isn't that sad?
Like, I mean, postal employees like used to go in and shoot people. Like,
yes, that's right.
Even if it's a good day, I don't think they're like, they literally not buying a gun. They're still buying a gun at some point.
They literally call it going postal for a reason. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're in the positive section, so we're going to move past that. You have a good celebrity story. What was that you were going to tell in the previous section? But
I wasn't even there for it, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't tell this story.
Well, now you have to.
I had worked like several doubles this week at Opeka, and it was my one day off. And Bill Murray comes in.
Oh,
yeah, right. The person that's like never spotted in the wild.
Ever.
Yeah. Of course, everyone knows the person who had the fry stolen.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone tells that story. No, but he like comes in, and we had this server used to be on the larger side, and he was in really good shape at the time. I mean, he probably still is, but he was trying. And
Bill Murray was, or the server was?
The server.
Okay.
Was. I can't account for what Bill looked like that day.
Got it.
But at one point, Bill goes to the host. He's like, hey, can you send Muscles back over here? And that just like made the guy's life. Like after the fact, we just called him Muscles because it was like, it's the ultimate compliment.
That's really sweet. Yeah. That's sweet. But you personally don't have like a really good celebrity interaction story. No, that makes me sad. Okay.
I mean, probably. I don't know.
It's all right. We'll skip it.
I mean, like in customer service, well, is it Julian McDonald from Nip Tuck? Sorry, I'm making noise.
It's okay. I'm just looking right. I don't. That show didn't really speak to me, so I don't know.
It was this Australian guy who had crazy eyebrows, and he had on like the modern Butabi Brothers shirt.
You're so better at fashion than I am. I have no idea what any of the words you just said.
Butabi Brothers were from A Night at the Roxbury, so it was just like a loud print. I mean, it wasn't like a tight mesh, but he was like very tanned, and I was like, is he hitting on me? Is he gay? I can't tell because he was just like he just looked like he was. I don't know. He'd been plucked from a resort in the south of France,
Amazing.
Like, why is he here? But he told me I was pretty.
And you're like, thank you. I so am. I appreciate you.
David Spade complimented my hair bow once.
What?
Yeah.
Who did?
David Spade.
Oh, he did. He is lovely. All my interactions with him have been super positive. He's very nice.
Oh, you just like pocket those? You don't talk about them?
No, I don't. Those are close to the vest. No, he's just so sweet because he would come into the Comedy Store a lot, and he was always like, He's got some pull, but he's very generous and very kind. So I like that he complimented your bow. What's the best lesson that you personally have learned from working in customer service?
The customer's not always right.
Hello.
I mean, working for foreign bosses was the best in that they were abusive, but they had a nice accent. But also, Europeans don't believe the customer's always right. So I worked for a Frenchman, and then I also worked for this abusive Italian man. And same thing, they're willing to go to bat in support of the server and argue with the customer and insult them or their tastes.
That's lovely.
That was really refreshing.
Can you think of an incident where that happened, where one of them had your back and you felt supported?
People maybe not wanting to pay for upcharges or, wanting something done a specific way. And it's like, that's not how it's done in this restaurant. And
so he would have your back, or they would have your back. Okay.
It was never anything like petty or tit for tat. It was just like, we're not going to make whatever it is you want.
Oh God, I love it when a restaurant is like, this isn't your house.
Yeah.
So you don't get to behave as if it were. I really like it because I think a lot of in LA, especially a lot of restaurants and bars are used to acquiescing to celebrities.
Yeah.
And so if they have some ridiculous demand, like I had a guy hand me a 20 once and he was like, go buy me cigarettes. And this was working at the store. And I was like, I'm literally on the clock here. Like I have tables everywhere. He hands me another 20. He's like, truly, I just need some cigarettes. And I was like, truly, I have to do my job. And he just was so annoyed. And I was like, yeah, you're not getting your $40 back. Thank you for my 40. Yeah, I was so annoyed. And it was like, look around, bro. There's a show going on. It was just like that level of entitlement where I was like, oh, you think I can leave a section of 100 people and walk to Pink Dot, buy you a pack of cigarettes and come back? Like, you think it's a money thing for me? Hand me $500. I'm out for the night. I'll buy you a case of cigarettes. Like, people are crazy.
Did he do that thing where he like spits in his hand and puts the money in it?
No, he didn't.
Ticket 20.
Here's another 20. No, he did not. Okay, and last question. Last question. I've lost
it
my
out.
mind.
Sound it out.
Okay. Aha. What's one piece of advice that you would give to customers who interact with customer service workers?
I feel like I have two independent clauses, so I'm going to join them with an
Ooh.
and. So it's a 2 in 1.
You're so smart.
It's going to be kind and remember they're there to work.
What does that mean?
Don't occupy their like. Don't try to befriend them.
That seems to be a thing with you. When you're at work, you're not trying to make friends with the tables. You're trying to make friends with your coworkers. She's very agreeable, folks. Don't.
I'm an outsider.
Still hire her. She will interact.
It's that reality show person who's like, I'm not here to make friends, and then they're like, we got the soundbite.
That's how you're wired. So don't occupy their time though. Like don't hold them hostage at the table.
Oh, tell me about yourself. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it's another actor. Like they.
Oh, God.
Everyone wants. I feel like it's always people who are like just over 40 maybe, or retirement age. I feel like maybe they reach that. Different people reach this point at different times in their lives.
Yeah.
But then they go to restaurants and they want to ask the server what it is that they're pursuing, so that when the server walks away, they're going to be like, good luck to them.
I know, and kind of cast a little bit of shade. And you're like,
entirely what it is.
Yeah, I don't need
They just want to feel better about themselves.
That's right. And they're like, aren't we glad we pursued something that we're unhappy in? Because it's guaranteed.
We can sit here and judge. This is nice.
This is nice. We're not going to tip. We're having a terrible time. Enjoy your tacos, guys. Well, is there anything else that you wish people knew when in customer service experiences, or anything else, any stories you didn't share that you're like, I should have shared that?
Yes. Because a girl is nice, it doesn't mean she's interested in you.
Please elaborate.
There's a lot of that. I mean, I told you.
A lot of that.
Old men, old foreign men.
Not always old men, though. When I bartended, it was like you had to be careful how nice you were to people.
Well, that's because you're American. I mean, I'm American, but American guys don't like me.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
You're intimidating. It's your confidence. I'm mousy.
They have to have crossed a sea.
To appreciate your whole essence.
Like, I've come from afar. I'm like, oh, well, in that case.
That's why you married a 72-year-old man. I mean, you were just like, this is how it has to be. I appreciate that.
He stepped off that barge and I was like, tits.
Yes. You met him at Ellis Island and you were like, you're my dude.
Yeah.
And he took his walker and he inched his way over to you and that was it. You just fell in love.
It was a long inching too. It was very dramatic.
And slow as
It was
hell.
like a rom-com scene. I should have played some music because it was just like, pause, shuffle, shuffle, pause, shuffle, shuffle.
Oh, we're so ageist on this podcast. It's so terrible. Well, how can people get in touch with you, Alessandra? Why is your IG filled with your dogs? Like what's going on there? How do people find you?
So Instagram is YEAH Zandra. This is my screen name that I've had since AIM days.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy to change it.
Okay.
And everybody at my first high school, everybody would be like, yeah, so and so, instead of saying like, hello. It was just, we were all like, yeah, Kate. Like, you pass it. And so I made that my screen name, and some others did too, and I just haven't changed it.
It's kind of encouraging though. I kind of love that. I wish people would walk around me and be like, yeah, Kate. Like, it's like this like uplifting thing of like, yeah, that's right. I don't know what we're guessing, but yes.
Yeah. It was pretty positive in hindsight. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then my Twitter is The Lady Creep.
Oh, spelled the way we think?
Yes.
Why?
Because I am a lady and a creep.
That's right. You are. You have that whole vibe. Can you spell your handle for IG?
Oh, yeah. YEAH. It's not ye, like yeah. Or,
Ye, Sandra.
YEAH ZANDRA.
Okay. Well, folks, we're going to drop your checks now. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to help us out here at Service from Hell, we'd love to have you subscribe, rate, and or review the show wherever you listen. It will help us reach more people that need to be schooled on the art of being kind and will be catharsis for those of us still working in the industry. If you want to get in touch with us here at Service from Hell directly, send us your receipts to servicefromhellpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, folks, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to go out. So don't be garbage and be good to people. It's easier that way. Thank you so much for being on. That's going to do it for us here. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Good night. Alessandra.
That was really good. Thank you.
Nailed it. Names is such a thing for me. Like, I want to make sure, because I feel like in this country, we're just like, what's the whitest way to say it? And that upsets me. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. We joked that you were Kate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a good name. But it's not my fucking name. And Quest. Just Quest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.